Terry Gororo, and I'm founder and CEO of InventoryClub. And I thought I'd make a quick video to showcase what we've been doing at InventoryClub, and more importantly, highlight what we've been doing with the InventoryVault blockchain. So I'm going to quickly log in. And to log in, you actually have to. So we've built a permission-based blockchain, and because I just don't think that it's necessary for everyone to just log in and look at things that they don't really have an interest in. So to log into the inventory vault, you need at least £10 worth of VNT, which at the moment is about 292, 293 VNT. So click login, and what happens is it quickly validates whether or not you hold enough VNT. Now, VNT is the currency that powers the ecosystem, and it's a Stellar powered token. So we're using Stellar for our financial transactions, and all of our data transactions are going to be happening through our inventory vault. So when you log in, you see our inventory vault explorer. Now this is actually the main net, the live explorer. I don't believe in fake it till you make it. So what you see here is the exact figures of what's happening in the Inventory Club ecosystem. As you can see here, we've got 7 merchants, 22 members. We can see, and here it just gives you quickly like an overview of the levels. So the way that levels work is, depending on what level you are, you have a certain amount of access to either finance or providing finance. So the higher your level, the more finance you can raise, and also the more proposals you can invest into. I can show you a bit more about that afterwards when we have a look at the inventory club side of things. What we can see here is we have the profit. Now this is the merchant's profit, so it will show you what profit's been made in the last 24 hours, week, month, and all time. As you can see at the moment, no profit. There is no profit on the ecosystem at the minute because Inventory Club, whilst it's launched, we still need to get people on board, and we need to actually get the ecosystem running. If we click into member, though, what we can see that there's been at least £170 worth of investment into the platform, and that's all time. Over here, we can see the proposal statistics. So we can see that there's been 1 proposal purchased so far, and we can see the IFA statistics. Now, IFAs are inventory finance agreements, and they're essentially the smart contracts that govern the agreement between the merchant and the member. If we go into the inventory vault, we can still see that there's 4 nodes running, so we can see the typical things that you'd normally see in a blockchain explorer. So we've got the blocks, we've got the transactions. But what we decided to do with Inventory Club, and I suppose it's probably also from where I stand, I come more from a traditional database background with database architect, and I felt that this doesn't mean anything to the average person. It doesn't mean much to most people. So I thought that it would be really, really valuable if we're able to go to an application and actually, or if we're able to actually see real data, real-time data that means something. So for instance, if we click on this user ID here, what it will do is it will show us that this user is a member, and we can see the traceability of this member. We can actually see when their account was created, what level they are, how much XIV they own, the number of proposals they're allowed to finance, and for the maximum value. We can see that no smart contract has been run just yet, and we can see that now the smart contract's been executed, and that's the registration smart contract, and it's version 2 of the smart contract. Now if we click on that, it will actually take us to the smart contract, and we can actually see exactly what should have been run. We can also, so if we click on our smart contracts here, we can see we have 8 smart contracts in total. Been run 31 times. We can see each version for each contract. So we've got contracts for different things: registration, proposal purchase, product purchase. So there's lots of different things happening, and each contract is essentially running a different function. So if we go back over to the Inventory Club platform, so this is the actual peer-to-peer financing platform. We can see here there are no revenue, no earnings, 0, we don't lie. We're actually looking at the live version right now. We do have a testnet, but I thought, let's look at the live version and see what it really looks like live. Now what we can see is we have a product catalog here. And what we're really doing is we really want to provide transparency to everybody. So for instance, if we click on view this product here, it's okay, right, it gives us, the unit cost and the recommended retail price and creating a proposal. In another video, I'll actually show that. But today I really wanted to focus on what we're doing with our inventory vault. So this is the IVID. So everything that happens within the ecosystem is issued with an IVID. There's some sort of transaction so you can trace it. So if we click on this now, it will take us back to the Inventory Vault Explorer, and we can now see the traceability of this product. so we can see when the product was actually when the product was actually added. We can see the color, size, quantity available, and so anything that's actually done, you can see all of the traceability. So I think right now everything's actually really happened all here. So all the updates and everything have happened, but ultimately this is this is the representation of this product here. If we go back to the inventory club again, this is the merchant view. I think this merchant is one that I've set up and does have an actual IFA. So this is an IFA number here. So an IFA number is an inventory finance agreement. This agreement was between this merchant and this member, and we can see what the agreement was for, and we can see the term. I think this one's probably expired now. So we can actually see exactly what's been going on here. But once again, I will have another video where I explain more about how Inventory Club works. Right now, we really want to focus on Inventory Vault. So this is the Inventory Finance Agreement IVID. So if I click on this ID here, it will bring us back into our Explorer again. And what we can see is we can see when it was, when the actual agreement was created. We can see when the package arrived, because you have to actually we actually have to order things in, then scan them in. So there's a process. But what we've done is we've made sure that everything is absolutely documented on our blockchain. So what happens with an inventory finance agreement, there's a certain time period, and as we can see, this actual inventory finance agreement has expired. It expired on the 31st of March by the looks of it. And so now the IFA deadline missed smart contract has been executed, and it's being executed. So now we're in the grace period. These are things I can talk more about when I go into Inventory Club. But I think the purpose and the main purpose of what I wanted to show today is that the Inventory Club ecosystem is fully managed by the InventoryVault blockchain. Now what happens is when products are financed here, they will show up on Conway. Now normally we had a web version of Conway, but we've actually recently just made an update. So we're getting ready to push out a new version of Conway, which will be integrated into our VNTPay app. So inside the same VNTPay app, we'll be able to see the Conway store. So anything that a merchant gets financed for here will end up showing up in our Conway application, where people can shop straight from the application using either fiat currencies or VNT. And that's it for now. I mean, definitely check it out for yourself. You definitely need to get hold of the VNTPay application and at least 300 VNT to be able to log into the InventoryVault Explorer. We do have miners, and right now we're running 4 nodes, and the idea is to eventually open it up and have more nodes come in. So we are doing a lot of work to make sure that that happens. So there is a lot happening within Inventory Club. We are very excited about the progress that we've made. More importantly, the way that we make everything function. Nothing happens without going through the InventoryVault blockchain. So every single thing, so from Inventory Club talking to Conway, they don't actually talk to each other. Instead, what they actually do is they pass all the information to InventoryVault, and InventoryVault allows them to pull it. So essentially, Inventory Club and Conway are both dApps working off the InventoryVault blockchain. And then VNTPay is the bridge between the Stellar protocol and the InventoryVault protocol. So definitely check it out. And if you do have any questions, feel free to get in contact with me. This is the thing that we've been working on, and I believe that it's going to make such a huge impact across the Commonwealth. The idea behind what we're doing is to make it possible for anyone living in the Commonwealth to get access to finance, and to provide the transparency and the trust to anyone across the globe to feel confident that they can actually invest into the Commonwealth, knowing that they'll get the return on their investment, and knowing that they can actually see what we see. We don't need to hide the numbers. Like I said, if we go back to our InventoryVault Explorer, 7 merchants, 22 members. You can see everything here. As you can see, no profits happened just there. We can see that only 170 has been invested so far on the platform. We can't make these statistics up. We don't need to make these statistics up, because we don't believe in faking it until you make it. We believe in making it and taking every single step, every single day. It's a process, and over time, this will grow. Feel free to join us. Like I said, if you want to become a merchant, you need to be living in either the UK or Nigeria for the time being. We will be opening it up to more Commonwealth nations over time, but for now it's just the UK and Nigeria. If you want to become a member, it doesn't matter where you live in the world, you can join us as a member, get involved in the ecosystem. We want you to join us to share the growth and share the profit.